There's finally a storm rolling in from 3 o'clock. I'm a little frustrated because I've tried 3 times to take videos of my garden and the work I did yesterday. Seen a couple of flashes over that way. And I gotta clean off my phone. So I just emptied the trash. It's not really letting me do more than a couple minutes worth of videoing, so I'm really hoping it goes better this time. I'm gonna scream if not. It's so frustrating. So it's been dry for 3 days, which is the first time it's been dry all spring, I think. We had a moment in April, it's the end of June now, when it actually dried out my seed bed a little bit, and that's it. We've just had so much rain that everything's been underwater mostly. So the ground's actually pretty dry. In fact, you can see that it's cracking in places. Let's see if I can actually... Underneath, there's still some dampness there. So I haven't really had to water. And the reason I haven't had to water is because the root systems on everything that I grow are already so deep. Oh, you missed it. There was a hawk up there. If it comes by again, I'll show again. So my big project yesterday was this area. Saturday was our day off from the permaculture class, and the most important thing I think I've learned, we're already past the mark where it cut me last time. The most important point I think I've learned from this class is that I have endless energy for gardening. I actually have more energy for my own garden when I'm also involved in other people's gardens, which is not what I expected, but it's wonderful. So, or at least it's not what I feared. So, as you can see, after an entire week of permaculture, I spent my Saturday, which was my off day from permaculture stuff, digging a trench to redirect the water further, and scooting this back into this corner a lot better. There was a second tarp down here, so these bits of cardboard are going to be blocking the weeds, hopefully, and we got a lot of the weed trees cut. Still trying to figure out what this one is. Standing up is hard. I'm actually squatted down underneath my elderberries. So the point of bringing that water in is partly to reduce the runoff down this sidewalk from overflowing, and partly to improve the habitat for my elderberry, because elderberry are naturally like a swampy edge plant. So they're going to love all that extra water. I need to bring it further eventually, but I need to suppress all the weeds first. And if I take this tarp a bit under the fence from this side, I had to cut so much. You can see them starting to wilt, the ones that were cut. And then if I get another tarp from the other side and overlap them, I should be able to kill this section of this overgrowth. Of course, then I'll have to figure out what I'm doing for my privacy screen in this section at that point. But the overgrowth in this front quarter and along the cliff is pretty substantial. See, that's cut and now dying. It's pretty substantial. It's a lot to deal with. So, thinking about, like, this is the weed type oregano, great for the bees, but really takes over everything. I've left it here because it's not being taken over by this invasive honeysuckle plant. So the idea of dragging a tarp in here and overlapping some things and then bringing my edge tarping the rest of the way down still leaves to wonder how I'm going to deal with the guardrail growth, and I don't want to be having this tree anymore. Finally positively identified the worst invasive cliff tree I have. You see with the brown seeds there? That is tree of heaven. So's this, and this, and this, and that, and that, and that, and this. and all of those. It is hella invasive. It pops up in my garden all the time. Sorry for the shaky cam. I was actually standing on that. The only reason there's a break there is because everybody in the neighborhood dumps their like waste yard scraps down there. I'm glad to see this is still kicking. It's self-reseeding quite well. Glad to see these are doing well. Yep. Oh, bumped the camera, sorry. And, yeah, this storm's coming. Thought I was going to bicycle today. Didn't. And, yeah, all of the back garden is pretty lush. Things are doing really well back here. I'm still not properly harvesting my bean flowers. I might take a batch in and cook them with my rice for the week. I have to pack lunches for the permaculture program that I'm in. So that's a thing. Peppers are getting real big. Real big. That's really quite large. My hand wasn't even touching it, so it's bigger than it looked even. These are going to start to come ripe now. Yeah, sour but good. And yeah, everything's in pretty good shape. I've been noticing something rather remarkable. I think I have a deer that's got a serious taste for mulberry leaves. And I do think that my mulberry is right in this deer's path. Just going up and look and check and see if my new one's holding up at all. There's a few more bugs back here, so I haven't been back as much. But you can see something pretty tall, like that's like 8 or 10 feet up, has been munching all the leaves off the invasive mulberry. Oh, I've got a thorny thing popping up here. I do not want a thorny thing in the middle of where I'm walking. And, this is getting a little bit more shelter, so it's rebounding. This is my native mulberry that's probably going to be more of a shrub-like growth habit now that it's had this experience. And the greater burdock is sheltering it a bit. And yeah, my pawpaw never came to leafing up, so I don't have a pawpaw at all. The one that was in a pot was already rotted out. Gardens Direct doesn't have very quality bare root. And there's another tree of heaven. Grumble. So that's the view from here. And the storm's definitely coming in. That's that overgrown area. There's still some more tarp I could unroll along there. I'm going to continue to let this goldenrod grow, which is, you're going to hear my steps as I walk across this because it's plastic. Look at that growing up over the plastic. Ugh. But the goldenrod is supposed to release compounds into the soil that reduce the growth of other plants. And so as I pull them up out of the rest of the garden, I might start to put them out here just to get this going as much as possible, because as you can see, I'm struggling with keeping this invasive vine at bay. It doesn't like being told what to do at all. So we'll see how it goes. That's beautiful. That storm's definitely coming. So I actually got a full-length video in. Hooray! And I'm really, really happy with my progress under the elderberry. If this storm is a good enough one, I'll maybe be able to see what the outcomes are with that, because I'm excited to see if it's as good as it could be, you know. So, yeah, that's today in the garden. It's June like 24th or something. It's Monday, and I've got Tuesday through Friday on the permaculture course, and then we get certified. If everything goes well, I think it will. Seems to be going great. So I'm really, really, really enjoying my time. So I hope y'all are doing well too. Take care. Bye.